I've just made a super interesting realization about routines that's gonna help you out heaps. But to explain this properly, I'm gonna need you to imagine this scenario for me. Let's call this guy Bob. Bob's ultimate goal in life is to go pro in Fortnite. So after scouring the internet through Twitter, YouTube, etc., hearing so many people talk about routines, he's came to the conclusion he needs one too. So he watches a video from me called The Best Possible Routine to Go Pro. He gets some great information, leading him to create what he thinks is the perfect routine for him in the 6+ hours a day he has on his PC. It includes a 10-minute free build warm-up, followed by 30 minutes of realistic 1v1s against a similar skilled friend he has, then 1v1 tokens for about 30 minutes, solo ranked for 1 hour, kovacs for 30 minutes, scrims for 3 hours, and lastly 30 minutes of vaudevouing those scrims. Good, Bob thinks to himself, and off he goes, following that routine perfectly to the T for a few weeks. But then one day, Bob's just in the middle of the tokens he's playing as he starts to realize something interesting going on. He's playing super well, his aim, edits, decision making, and so on is the best it's ever been. Nothing's distracting him and he's just 100% locked in. This is what you call flow state. But what happens next is where it all goes wrong. Bob sees that the 30 minutes he's set for himself of tokens in his routine is over, so he moves on to the next thing of solo ranked and then the rest of his routine. This may sound weird and confusing because haven't I always preached to follow a routine and also get your solo ranked practice in because it's the most realistic fighting compared to tournaments? While yeah, I don't disagree with that, but here's the thing. True flow state is when you see the most improvement possible because you're at your peak performance, which allows you to push your max potential even further than if you were just to be playing average. And true flow state is very rare to come across. So whenever you are in flow state during a certain practice, keep doing it and actually don't follow your routine perfectly. For example, in Bob's situation, personally, I would have just kept going with tokens until the flow state kind of drifted off, which might have been just for like another 30 to 45 minutes or so, and then continue on with the rest of the routine. Yeah, you would have probably sacrificed a lot of your solo ranked practice that day, but it was 100% worth it. Well, how do you know if you're even in flow state? Well, if you're guessing if you're in flow state or not, you probably aren't in it. What I'm saying is you'll just know when you're in flow state. But remember, flow state doesn't just mean you're winning heaps more fights than usual. It means you are still getting challenged, like in 1v1s you could literally be losing in terms of score, but you are still playing better than you ever do and are just 100% locked in and focused on the task at hand. I would even recommend you to keep going with flow state even if that means you miss out on 1 to 2 scrims. Because you won't enter flow state that much in your career, like maybe every 2 weeks or so you'll miss out on only 2 scrims because that's how little you're gonna be in flow state, bro. But don't be dumb, bro. If missing out on 2 scrims means you're gonna get kicked from your scrim server or someone's gonna claim your drop spot ruining all your future scrims, or maybe your duo will drop you because of this, then obviously just stop the flow state there and go play scrims. Please just use your own brain to determine if continuing with this rare flow state is worth it, which for the most part it definitely is. You made it through this whole video, so there's something I'm sure you'd be interested in, bro. My free email newsletter where I post heaps of unique advice and tips and tricks you don't see in my YouTube videos, so join for free using the link in the description of this video.